Hey there guys, and welcome to another Factorio Base Tour. I'm Xterminator, and thank you for joining me, and we are finally back with a base tour. Today we're reviewing Rybek's base. And this is a 016 base, but for what is we're showcasing on the map, it's not really important that it's not 017. Obviously with the science changes, it won't work in 017, so we had to revert, but that's fine. I'm not running any mods. The game was run with some mods, but they were mostly just quality of life, so it's not required to have them to run it. And this is actually probably one of the most unique bases I've ever seen. Just standing here and looking at the minimap, you probably are finding this pretty interesting, as I am just looking at this system. So this base does 1,000 science packs per minute. So it's not the biggest production mega base ever, but it is certainly one of the most unique ones. And these I actually find the most interesting. So there's a lot of stuff going on here. First off, it's combining bots and belts as well as trains kind of all together in the main base, which is where we're standing now. So you can see there's this like production bus here, or I think a hyper bus as they call it, and there's just trains running straight down the middle of it. So this is like an awful base for me to try to stay alive in. But so we're just gonna stay still. But so this is super cool. So all these trains zipping through here are carrying a multitude of items. They're carrying, well, pretty much almost everything. You can see there's some copper here, some stone. We're loading circuits. There's some smart systems here, which is cool. It's kind of like a logistical, like train type thing, but without actually having to use like LTN or something. So it's like logistic outpost resupply trains and stuff like that, which is really neat. And I just love the way they've done this, just straight through the base. They also have some really interesting, cool turret outposts here. Uranium rounds, man, they're really good, especially when you have pretty high research. So there's a few things. There's a lot of things happening here. The main base is, yeah, I'll show you that in a minute. So the main base is all marked. We'll just come over here. So there's labs over on this side, and these are all very compact beacon designs here. Fairly standard 12 beacon design, which is really awesome. I think this is 12 beacon, maybe. I think labs may not be the best demonstration. 15, it's not quite 12, it's like 11 beacon. Or no, those are that's probably not the best. Yeah, this is 12. Okay, so yeah, this is a little wonky, because you can only put 3 modules in that. But yeah, so you can kind of see what's happening here. Just some pretty cool belt mechanics going through here with a beacon setup. If we zoom in, so here's labs, red science right here, high-tech science actually next to it rather than chronologically in terms of when you get them, and then green science, military, purple, and blue, which I'd missed. Yeah, so we have copper cable coming in here to go into the yellow assemblers, of course. Red, super simple. The belts or the gears and copper come in for green science, is what I was thinking. Belts are just made right here, and the inserters are made somewhere. Where are these dang inserters made? So this is coming from over here. Here we go. And then turrets, of course, for military. So fairly standard builds here. But what's really cool is this, for the amount it produces, for 1K science per minute base, this bus is actually not that enormous. So they've done a really good job compacting it and just making it, you know, really kind of space efficient. And then up top we have like all the intermediates. So we have, you know, quite a decent amount of circuits. We can check out production here, you know, 43,000 circuits a minute. You can see these are all hovering at about 1,000 a minute, so it is indeed correct. I'm not sure how long the playtime is on this, so it may not average. Yeah, so for 10 hours it's 800 and some odd a minute. You know, most bases have a bit of a dip here and there. In 50 hours this may not even have, if we actually go time. So 16 hours, 16 times 24. Okay, so this actually has quite a bit. This has like, it's a lot. It's like over 300 hours, right? But then we have plastic here, of course. I love these plastic belts. So it's like they're doing what looks like spaghetti, and I guess in a sense it kind of is, but part of it is just it's making things extremely compact, which I think is really neat. And then some really crazy red circuit production here with roboports mixed in, which I think is pretty cool. Mostly this is just for like repair here. You can see none of these are actually being put into a logistical network at this stage. And then this is all kind of routing through here. We have blue circuits over here to the right of that. We have speed module build here, obviously big because they're pretty slow. Productivity module build, rocket parts over here. Tons of rocket fuel production here, low densities here. Again, like just pretty, like I'm not spending a ton of time on this part because it's fairly standard. The really interesting part of this space we're going to get to in a minute, and it is absolutely, I've never seen anything like this before that I'm going to show you. And then we have rocket silos here launching with two rocket silos. You need more than one rocket silo to do 1,000 a minute because of the like animation delay and stuff like that. And then the oil build is over here. So here's some coal liquefaction actually, which a lot of people don't use. But it's cool that they're taking advantage of it here. In fact, is their entire thing just being supplied by coal liquefaction? Okay, there's some like normal refining here too. Okay. So this is then kind of just like a make everything is what this looks like. And we have like noise over here that this part's being attacked. That's a really cool noise indicator. It's like, you know, it's kind of happy, but like it's like not super annoying like a lot of things would be. It's not some like death alert alarm or something or nuclear meltdown. And some artillery sitting here. Produce 1 million green circuits we just got. So yeah, make everything here, which is actually bot based in this part, kind of working hand in hand. We have you know, drop off for all the materials to make everything needs. Like I said, there are smarts. I'm not going to go over them because, well, you know me. Even if someone sat down and explained it to me, I could not reiterate it. But there's some really, really neat smarts going on here with the nuclear and then, of course, the trains. There's like a little mini nuclear build here, which is actually interesting. It looks like, I'm not actually sure what this particular, oh, this just stores steam, I think. Okay, and then this is just for that. Okay, but there are nuclear builds over here. Here's one nuclear build. Massive builds storing the steam. And then there was another one, I thought. Or maybe that was it. Could have sworn there was another one somewhere. But yeah, so, I mean, power is... Oh, that one's not even on. Shoot, I found a nuclear build before I started the video, and now I can't find it. There's a smelter. I mean, 6.2 gigawatts is pretty decent. So, what is the really crazy thing about this base? Well, you'll notice these plate trains coming in, and they come from these smelters. Here's a smelter. Okay. And this is smelting. Some really cool mixture of bots and belts working in tandem here. Super fast bots too. What bot speed are we on? We're really fast. 890%. It's pretty good. And then this is just being dropped off by... this is the second time, or is this 2 trains? Yeah, this is like second or third time we've seen this, where there's a train that's like almost 2 trains combined, which I think is a really cool concept. It's becoming more popular, I think. So it's like, okay, well, this is fairly normal. But here's where it gets crazy, guys. These trains are only basically like little ferrying trains, like little what's the word, like puddle jumpers. Like, these guys are not actually what's going to the ore outpost. These things are being supplied by beastly trains that carry over 500,000 ore. These trains are some of the biggest I've ever seen. And you may have noticed here, it's reminiscent of what you may see like a Big Bertha, except it's for ore. And this mimics or rivals the length of real-life train links that carry, you know, ores and stuff like that. So what the heck is happening? Okay. First, we have outposts, which are supplying things which are way out here. And you can see one of these trains going. Here you go. So here it looks like a real train. Like this is one entire train, and it looks like an actual train would look like maybe if you looked at it on a satellite view or something, right? So he's moving along. These are supplied from outposts with, again, just the little like 1 2 1 2 1 trains, and then they're supplied here. They come in and they drop off, and then bots move them to these Gargantuan trains. This current one is holding 100,000 now. It's just filling up. So it comes in, and this is basically just a ton of those other ones combined. So it's a 1 3 1 3 1 3 so on and so forth throughout, and they just have these stops that are like Mega Station Copper 1, Mega Station Copper 1. There's some Copper 2s in here somewhere. If we actually turn on map view. So there's some like Mega Station Copper 2s in here. And then if we actually look at the iron one, this guy, so this one has over 200,000. When I looked at one earlier, and it was at like 528,000 ore. So these are just coming in, filling up from these little teeny ferrying trains, and then they fill up and they head out where we saw this one. This one's still, this one's coming back, and it's actually, I think this is a double line. I can't actually tell. Yeah, so this is a double line. So here's one heading back out, and you can see it. Here we go. Here's another one that just came in. So this guy was just at 500,000 ore, and this is just so freaking cool. Like, someone utilizing this as ore train, it's like Snake. It's just like playing like the game Snake or something. Like, and two of them passing together. This is a perfect moment. This one's actually smaller. This is an oil train though. This oil train is, oh, I don't know how many that is. Probably like 20, 30 at least. Oil wagons. So these come in and they pull in, and they fill up way at the outpost out here. So here's nuclear builds. This is what I was looking at. These are some kind of different design, but really, really cool looking ones. So this whole thing is on separate. Like, I think this just supplies all the outposts and stuff. And this just fills up. It's now 382,000. So over 500,000 ore coming in on each one of these. And if we find this, here's this oil train. I want to follow him, and you can watch it pull in. So he is going, so this is ore. So this unloads the ore and then goes to, again, those little trains here that then bring it into the base. And there's some like robots being supplied here, some other tons of other stuff, some logistic, defense stuff and such. So this comes in. Let's just follow him on the map. We can look at him. So he's full. He has, once he slows down, so you can look at this unload. This thing has over 1 million oil in it, and he's gonna come in, slurp it out, and once this all evens out, he's not quite empty. He's empty in some wagons, and you can see some like pump smarts going on here to try to like kind of even things out. The liquids are still a little weird, but he unloads, and then he's gonna go back out, which is so freaking cool. And we have another attack here. I mean, this was like a death world, actually. Check this out. So here's some coal. Here's oil. So again, the oil's loaded by the smaller trains, which are then brought over and loaded into the big train. So the smelters we already looked at. I really, really love this. Oh, it looks so magnificent, doesn't it? It's glorious. So this is absolutely nuts, guys. I've never seen someone utilize trains like this outside of the Big Bertha, and I think it's really cool. Trying to actually like make something that would be equivalent to like what you would see in real life. And if we calculate, if each one of these wagons holds 2,000, right? If 2 goes into 50 25 times, so this is like it holds over 500,000. But this would be, what would this be then? This would be like over 250 wagons, because 25 wagons would be 50,000. Yeah, this really does rival the length of a train in real life, which you would never think you would want to do in Factorio, and it's really probably not efficient, but does it need to be? Because it's so unique and so cool. And we're just going to watch this for a second because he's almost full. And I want to see... Actually, I think some of these are like already full, aren't they? Okay, actually, maybe waiting a while. Some of these are already full. Most of them are. But yeah, I definitely saw over 500,000 on some of this. We saw it at 500,000. And here's the oil load. Again, using smarts. So this is like reading. What's this connected to? The tank. The tanks and then the pumps. Okay, so it's probably like turning pumps on and off or something to like level it out. And this is just, I don't even know what else to say, guys. This is just so cool. I absolutely love it. You can see it's going up now. It's starting to load some more. So we're going to hit 500,000 here soon. And I think using bots here is actually not bad. I mean, there are some bot swarms, but like using belts in this closed little quarters probably wouldn't be that great. And it's really not that bad, the bot swarms. So you can see over 500,000. When I saw it, it was like 528 or something like that. It is absolutely nuts. Guys, this is so cool. And then, yeah, I think that's mostly it. So it's running on nuclear, no solar. The base itself is dying, apparently. That's not good. Maybe you need a little turret outpost out here or something. Oh man, the biters got killed by the trains. I love it. Fairly standard in terms of the builds themselves. But I think this like train bus through the middle of the belt bus with some bots mixed in is really, really cool. I would definitely not want to be running around in this base. And then, I mean, you wouldn't think this, like, I wouldn't really think this does 1,000 science a minute, honestly, at first glance. But we know it does. And if we look, I'm just interested in all-time production. So, I mean, these are pretty decent stats for only being 1,000 science pack per minute base. And obviously, a lot of the time wasn't producing that amount, because you had to build it first. I'm actually interested. If we look at production, they've made over 2,000 cargo wagons. And I bet you anything, all these are in use. Because, I mean, you don't need cargo wagons to make anything else. So, that is absolutely nuts, man. That is just so crazy. A ton of explosives. A lot of these things are high just because they're used in science. But, I mean, over 3 million of each science pack is nothing, nothing to gripe about. And I think that's pretty much it, guys. I'm seeing if there's anything I'm missing. They haven't really explored much out this. Look at the density of these biters, though. Oh, my lord. Actually, we were looking in here. I saw nukes. I want to look at nukes. Because it was quite high. They made almost 180,000 uranium ammo. Thought I saw nukes. 22. So it's definitely not going to be that high. 138 9 nukes. Okay, so they didn't really use nukes to actually clear out biters. Maybe they just turret pushed or something. But here's another copper supply outpost. And what is our mining productivity out of curiosity? 236%, so not super high. They may have actually used follow robots, seeing as they've researched it so high. That's entirely possible, actually. And they've researched pretty high laser damage, too. Maybe they probably use, like, destroyer bots, now that I think about it. And I love they have 4 power armor. So this is a super speedy one. There's one here, which looks to be a combat one. Or maybe a train surviving one. It's all shields. This is a combat one. So this may be, like, to survive trains or something. Or a different combat one. This is definitely combat, because there's a ton of personal lasers. And this, of course, is a building one. 6 level 2 row ports, a couple exoskeletons give you that little bit of speed boost, and 3 reactors. This is really impressive. I am thoroughly astonished. I don't know what else there is to say about this, aside from I absolutely love the idea. I really do. I love I love this idea of doing trains like this. And the thing is, like, it may not be the most efficient thing ever, but it works. And I bet you, if you wanted, it would be hard, but I bet you could scale it up even more to support like a 2K science per minute base. But this is while it's it took so long to like set this up and get it working and stuff. This is proof that you can actually do crazy stuff like this in Factorio and still have a very functional and high production base. I mean, 1,000 science packs per minute may not be like wow, crazy. That's a super huge mega base. It is not a small number. I mean, there's a ton of people who have never even gotten close to that or even half that. So, you know, I'm thinking about that alert may not be for attacks. I'm not sure what that is. Or maybe it's something on my desktop and you can't even hear it. I have no idea what that is. I feel like it's in game because I didn't hear it before I went in the game. But yeah, so I mean, this is just so cool that you can actually do this and have it work. And I think that's going to do it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did. Massive props to Rybek for doing this, and thank you for submitting it. I know it took me a very long time to review it. There's a few more that were submitted even earlier I haven't reviewed. And it's just like I haven't gotten many submissions, so I'm kind of trying to space them out a little bit. And I also just kind of do it when I feel inspired to do one. But I will get to them all. So sorry it took so long, but finally we did it. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, guys. What do you think of this? And if anyone else has done this, has anyone else done this type of thing outside of artillery trains, like to this extent? I'm really interested because it's the first time I've ever seen it. And it's crazy. I love it. Some like concrete designs here too, which is really cool. But anyway, that's going to do it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed. Leave your thoughts below, like I said. And until next time, I look forward to seeing you all, and do take care.